If you haven't heard by now, Hasbro is attempting to get out of the content business. Like, immediately. Like, right now. As soon as possible. It seems they're really not achieving their desired goals when it comes to that, that aspect of entertainment. Or is there more to it than that? I think there is. Let's take a deep dive into what might be hiding there, shall we? Here we go. News broke last Thursday that Hasbro was interested in selling off its Entertainment One, or E1, which was their content creation component, something that they worked really hard to acquire back in 2019 for $4 billion. Now, at the recent Investors Day, they laid out the new branded entertainment strategy that they called Blueprint One. Now, this strategy included jettisoning their E1 unit if practical, as it really didn't have a place in their new plan. Now, based on those statements alone, they garnered a lot of interest in those particular entities, or that particular entity. People want a good film and television vehicle. The board has already authorized the sale of that aspect of the business, and JP Morgan and Centerview Partners have been tapped to move ahead with the sale process, if it can be completed. Now, E1 has a decent sized catalog with over 6,500 pieces of content in its library, and there will be some interested parties to be sure. But why do this now? Why? It seems that the direction of the company has shifted to at least Hasbro's priority brands. Now, these include Peppa Pig, which again they acquired from E1, and Transformers and Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering and several others. Now, those brands will be developed or licensed to others for content going forward. Or will they? Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Now, with the death of the former CEO, Brian Goldner, in 2019, after the culmination of this deal, I believe, the acquisition for E1 really no longer made any sense. It didn't have a place in the future for the company. Once Peppa Pig, which was stripped away from the entity itself, was absorbed, the development and the talent people had been acquired. Well, there just wasn't any reason to maintain a content catalog that didn't fit in with the rest of Hasbro's brands. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Over the next few months, of course, this enterprise will be shopped around, but it's quite possible that it won't sell. You see, the real reason behind selling off this particular piece of Hasbro, this Entertainment One thing, is that, they need a bit of cost cutting over there. Seems like their coffers are a little more bare than they're comfortable with dealing with, so they're looking to wipe about $300 million off the books. Inflation's really killing Hasbro right now, and there is a lack of demand for most of their toy brands at the moment, as discretionary spending has, fallen off substantially. And to be honest with you, nobody's interested in most of the toys they've been producing anyway. Hasbro may have been late to the content purchase party, as fewer deals have been coming together as in the last few months anyway. Speculation would be that most companies will want to maintain some of their available capital for the year ahead. That doesn't mean there aren't a bunch of parties out there that aren't necessarily content houses that won't be interested. And from what I gather, this divorce between Hasbro and E1 could be rather messy, because separating these two entities would result in some very convoluted licensing deals. And that is not all that appealing to, a content creation business, at least not at this moment anyway. E1 is likely not worth the original $4 billion that they paid for it in 2019, because, they sold off the music catalog, which was part of it. That went to a private equity group, and they rolled all of their family-friendly brands from E1 into Hasbro proper. So at this point, the revenue producers are really limited to TV shows like The Rookie, Yellow Jackets, Naked and Afraid, and The Recruit, which is up and coming. And on the film side, you would be saddled with titles like The Woman King. Yeah, that was them. And Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Well, you would also get a Dungeons & Dragons TV series that's in production, if that was something you were interested in. But in my opinion, this is just far too messy to approach. But industry insiders are much more optimistic than I am. Go figure. Whatever happens, we will see a change in Hasbro, at least a change in their focus. And hopefully, it's in a more productive direction. But what do you think? Is Hasbro likely to find a buyer in this situation? Is there somebody out there that wants this? Is E1 or Entertainment One worth all the mess that potentially comes along with it? And is Hasbro actually cutting off their nose to spite their face at this point in an era where content literally is king, especially when you can sell it to somebody else? Well, please leave your thoughts down below, and hopefully, just maybe, we can wrap our minds around this and come up with, well, some speculation about what's best for Hasbro or what actually might be going on additionally in the background here. And with that, I encourage you to support other independent creators here on the platform. As I always mention, they need you. They need you to subscribe. They need you to comment. They need you to share their content. And of course, they always need that like. They love that like. Those comments, though, whew, they really drive engagement. So yeah, do all the things. Make them happy. Well, and do it for me too. Makes me happy. And with that, be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino.
Today, be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.